Hi, I'm Eve Pearl. Welcome to How To Beauty Tutorials. Today I'm here with Siobhan, and she disclosed that she does have an issue with having a little bit of oily, shiny skin. To me that just means her skin is very healthy, but some of us that want to have a matte look, I'm going to show you how to achieve that as well. So we're about to begin. We begin with the priming moisturizer. Whether your skin is dry or oily, you always want to moisturize your skin. And this primes, moisturizes, and also we'll use it a little bit later to clean off the excess makeup. If your skin tends to be more on the shiny side, I recommend a mattifying gel. This is a mattifying anti-shine gel. So you shake it up. I'm going to take a little bit of it. And this is a B. The B version has a tiny, slight tint. So if you see, it's got a little bit of a tint. There's no pigment in it, but there's a little bit of that tint so it doesn't dry with a weird film. This is what it does. So you see how that just gets rid of the shine right there? And you need very little, usually just on the forehead, nose, and sometimes even on the eyelids. We're going to begin by using the HD Dual Foundation. This is the dark. We're going to give her some wonderful contours, get rid of the little blemishes that are coming out, and make her skin look flawless. We begin by taking the side that has Eve Pearl, the name of the company, and we're going to grab the lighter, the side 1 of the foundation. That's going to go on the eyelids, 1 and 2. We're going to now take the side 2 with the other side of the brush. That's going to go right here on the forehead, just a little bit. I'm going to take a sponge. I want to make sure that it's wet. So with a little water spray bottle, I'm going to wet the sponge. You can also put it under a sink, but you could just wet this. Sometimes people ask me, how do you know when it's too wet? Well, if it sort of like drips, this is too wet. So you want to take a tissue and you want to make sure you squeeze all the excess water out into the tissue. The reason we wet the sponge is we want to make sure the whole foundation is going to go on beautiful and sheer. And we begin with the eye makeup first. Today I'm going to be using one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes, our diamond eyeshadow palettes. But there are some shimmers here and a little bit of iridescent colors, so it's going to fall on the face, and I wouldn't want to have it on the foundation, so I want to make sure that I'll be able to clean it off. This is actually a dry press powder, so you can see that it's nice and dry, and we take a dry sponge. We're going to the lighter color right here, and we're going to dab a little bit of the dry powder right on her lid and a little bit right above her forehead. This is our Black Pearl liquid liner, and it's also waterproof. Take the black liquid liner, and I'm going to do a thin liner all across her eye. So you put on your eyeliner. It does not have to be perfect. As long as you have it as close to that lash line as possible, you're good to go. So we're going to begin with our diamond eyeshadow palette. We're going to take our liner brush and we're going to begin with the darkest color first. We take the darkest color and we go over the entire eye just to smooth out that line. And the same thing on the other side. The next colors we're going to take, we're going to actually, if we number this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to take the 5 and the 6 colors together to mix them together. And I'm going to make a nice little edge right here and sort of take it out. And what I'm utilizing right now is I'm utilizing the Eve Pearl method, and this is what we call actually our classic eye, but you can take the classic eye and incorporate any set of eyeshadows with it. The next step is I'm going to take the blender colors, which is the number 2 and the number 3 colors. And I'm going to put that right here in the center first, and then I'm going to take it out, back and forth. Let me show you a great trick. If you want to have some of the colors come out looking like they're water and really dewy, take some water and put it into the edge of this little space. Take a smaller brush, place some of it into the water, and you want to get the excess of it in the back of your hand so you don't have like a very, very large splotch of water, and then put it into the 2 lighter colors, and what you end up getting will be something like this. So it's going to be illuminating without anything falling down and without it looking like glitter. So it makes it look richer if you just put a little water on your brush and then put that right on the lid. And now we're going to add more accent. We're going to go back to the darkest color and add that right on the outside corner and a little bit more right in here. Before I clean up everything under her face, I want to make sure that there's a black pencil that goes all around the eyes. So while there's still makeup down here, I can utilize the space to put my fingers on. And you want to make sure that you get a black liner. When using a black liner on the inside parts of the eye, just test it out to make sure that it's nice and creamy, that it's not very harsh and very hard, because you want to be as gentle as you can be. And you gently pull the eye down, and you want to go all throughout the entire eye. So you can just do little tiny little areas. You can even do little dots and pull someone's eye a little bit. And just gently go throughout. And don't worry about it being messy, because we will be cleaning up this area also. As you get a little bit more confident with using a pencil, also try to get it on the inner part of the top liner. And if you want to go on the inside here, this is how you say, can you look over here where my hand is? And we're going to lift this up, and we're going to get into right in here. So this makes sure, and if you want to get in the inner area, you can also just lift this up and try to get in here. Before I put the lashes on, I'm going to actually clean up with the priming moisturizer. I'm going to utilize that, open your eyes. I'm going to utilize that to clean up all the makeup that would have fallen onto her face. That's why we do the eye makeup first, because we don't want to have anything shimmery or glittery falling on the face. When choosing lashes for yourself, there is a variety. You can go for something more natural, like these 107 lashes. You can go with something that has a little bit more tips. For instance, these are the 106 lashes. And if you feel extra fancy, you can go with the 108 lashes. These are beautiful on. The other trick you can do is you can actually take 2 lashes, 2 sets, and double them up. Put one on top of the other. The way you double up on lashes is you take the one that has the longer parts and you pull it off. And we're going to take the longer lash, and we're actually going to stick it onto the one that's a little bit more natural looking. And we're going to make sure that it gets onto the same edges as the bottom one, and we connect them together on the case. I'm using the doubled up lashes because they look full, but they're not overpowering, they're not overwhelming, and I like having the individual long ones kind of just being there. So if you can't find a lash that gives you exactly what you want, you create one. So these are now 2 that are put together. So you want to have a thin coating of the glue all over the entire lash line. We're going to take a tweezer and hold the inside part that's going to go closer to the nose with our hand, and we're going to position as close to the lash line as possible, and we're going to place the lash close to the lash line. So once we know that we have placement, we want to push the lash down so it grabs onto the skin. And as we push it down at the same time, we want to gently bend it up like this. And now remember, there's 2 fake eyelashes and of course Siobhan's real ones that we're going to attach. You want to make sure that you're pressing it down and at the same time you're curling the lashes up. So it actually is going to feel a little odd, but this is what you want. We're going to grab the mascara and then say, could you look down please? And we're going to weave the lashes together. So we're going to actually hold her lashes up, and then we're going to weave all these together. And this time when she opens her eyes, you see it's just beautiful lashes and all the mascara is in the back of my finger. So you'll never have to worry about how to connect them. And it probably feels much better now. Oh, your eyes look gorgeous. All these things are great to do now before you have the foundation. So if you want to add more color to your eyes or you want to do something else, do everything now. So slowly you could kind of take the makeup out. I'm going to go into the silver. I'm going to go into the silver color right now. I'm going to put a little bit of the silver right here. Kind of all over. Okay. And we'll do a last bit of blending with the golds. We'll do that right up on top. And if you want to take the very, very top area and make it a little bit more shiny, you can do that with the lighter gold. Before you begin your foundation, just make sure you've cleaned everything off that would have fallen, okay? So open your eyes again. Since we added more shimmers, we want to make sure we clean off. And I'm just using the priming moisturizer right now. So now we're ready to move on to the foundation. This is the HD Dual Foundation, and what we're going to do is something called reverse contouring. We're going to take the darker color, we're going to use that here in her cheek, and the lighter color is going to go down below. And a little bit on the nose, a little bit right on the forehead. We're going to add more water, and we're going to shear out the foundation down here. So we're going to shear out the lighter color first on both sides. And then we're going to take it to the darker color and work it up. So also, we're giving her flawless skin, but some amazing, beautiful contours. You can same thing by the forehead. We're going to be using the dark salmon concealer for under her eyes. So this is the color, it's a dark salmon concealer. We want to make sure that we get rid of the darkness under her eyes and a little bit of the blue right down here around the lips. With a concealer brush, I'm going to apply a tiny drop right here, and we'll blend that right in. Usually there's a little discoloration around these little parts by the lips, and just go right there. This would be the same color that if Siobhan should have a tattoo or a hickey or a bruise, the dark salmon concealer would cover that up. Using a fan brush, I'm able to take a little bit of a brown, a little bit of a pink, a little bit of a bronzer to apply it exactly where I want. So not a lot of product. I want to take a fan brush, instead of go over all three colors, so all the colors are here. And then can you smile, please? If you gently smile, you see how I'm putting the blush right where the apples are and taking it up slightly right above her apple, almost right under her eye. This is our professional E-Pro lip palette that in the back of it has all the colors of all of our lipsticks. So the skinny dip is right over here. I'm going to grab a little bit of that. Okay, I'm going to just grab a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of the skinny dip all over her lips. So I'm going to use the Striptease that has a little bit of a pink tone to it. And to finish off the smoky look for under the eye, I'm going to take a little bit more of the silver, maybe mix a little bit of the gold in. So I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to wet this brush. I'm going to take a little bit of the silver and a little bit of this gold. I'm going to go right underneath and just put a little bit of the smoky, just so you have a tiny bit of the shimmer. With a little touch of a classic bronzer trio, I'm putting it all over her neck and a little bit on the décolletage area. And Siobhan looks beautiful. How do you feel, by the way? How does your skin feel? How does your face feel?
Feels good. It's really
Okay.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed our beauty style standards and our how-to tutorials with Eve Pro. Make sure you check us out on AOL as well as evepearl.com. Thank you. Enjoy.